good morning, everybody. So I work for the National Innovation Agency in Portugal, based in Lisbon and Porto, and on the unit dealing with the Research and Innovation EU programs, where I coordinate the activities of the Horzion Europe Cluster 6 team. So my work mainly focuses on providing support to the Portuguese stakeholders that are interested in the areas covered by the Horzion Europe Cluster 6, and of course the related missions, soil and ocean, and also the circular bio-based Europe joint undertaking. So all the programs where the concept of the multi-actor approach is applied. So I don't participate myself. I never participate myself in projects, multi-actor projects, but I support participants, Portuguese participants that want to participate in this kind of projects applying this concept. And I also represent Portugal in the management committees in Brussels, where all these concepts and the projects are evaluated and discussed, and the work programs too. And so what I did, in addition, when I was invited to be here today with you, I sent a questionnaire to the list of the projects in which Portugal participates. So a list of above 50 contacts associated to 34 Horzion 2020 projects and 12 Horzion Europe projects, in which Portuguese entities are involved either as participants or as coordinators. But unfortunately, I only got 9 replies received, the majority of them from academia, and only 1 from a farmers association. So I'm going to provide you some feedback on this regarding this the replies I got on the questions that were shared by you. And in general, so I divide in general issues, barriers, challenge, and some recommendations. And there was some trend anyway in these 9 replies I got. So what I see, and also according to my experience dealing with the Portuguese stakeholders, is that some stakeholders still do not understand the meaning of a multi-actor approach and believe that it's just the involvement of actors with different profiles in the same consortium. Participants do not realize that they are participating in the project with a multi-actor approach typology. And in fact, I got a phone call from one of the participants asking me what was this about when they received my email. So they are not aware that are in fact involved in a project with a multi-actor approach. And the biggest problem identified in involving stakeholders that are non-academic and non-research partners as official members of a consortium is the bureaucracy associated with the preparation and management of the proposals, and after that with the projects. The non-academic research partners become more easily involved in consortia when they feel trust in the consortium academic partners, particularly if they had previous relationships, so before being officially involved as consortium members in the projects. A good coordinator makes all the difference, both at proposal level and also during the project development. The added complexity through the non-academic research partner involvement in research process is more than compensated for its advantages. Regarding the barriers, so mainly the paperwork and bureaucracy was identified, especially regarding the use of labor for proposal preparation, as well as explaining what the project really requires afterwards. The private partners, but also the public partners like municipalities or NGOs, is considered very difficult to engage them. They don't attend meetings, they don't have skilled human resources, have low skills in understanding the calls, and do not give really priority to this kind of projects. Companies say that they have time-consuming chains of authorizations in order to decide their involvement in the projects. And the individual stakeholders find difficult to get on board because most of them don't believe they will be paid for this job, and they don't want to be involved in complicated administrative processes. But they are willing to sign endorsement letters. The collection of all the signed documents is a lengthy process for non-academic research partners, and often it's very difficult to get them on board in due time, so before the submission of the proposals. So in general, non-academic research partners only join consortia if they know and trust the project coordinator. Companies and SMEs do not want to change their strategy and in general only agree to get involved in proposals of projects if the idea behind fits with their current objectives. It is considered difficult to reward and motivate it on the long run the private stakeholders, including beyond the project durations. So regarding the challenge, still the paperwork is extensive and difficult to understand. It's hard to engage stakeholders because some don't understand the positivity of being involved in multi-actor projects. The need to get information from the private sector as well as from the primary sector is difficult. So difficult to sign the documents, but the consortium formation is not considered very difficult. And many partners are very often interested in joining. But over the time, very few stakeholders contribute to the idea development, the proposal concretization, and the finalization of the work plan and budget. And stakeholder management often results in an additional and substantial workload that cannot always be foreseen in the planning stage. Another major challenge is to get farmers involved. And so it is considered that unless one can get a producer organization representative who really knows how to engage farmers, it will not be possible to really respond to farmers' challenge. Communication is another challenge. If there is no proper communication among the partners, it is very difficult to accomplish. It is important to make sure that all the information and time schedule of the project flows amongst partners, as well as what is required from each partner. On the reporting periods, again, it's the non-academic research partners that are not used to this kind of paperwork and specialty to all the financial bureaucracy, it's very difficult to get them on board. So as a recommendation, there is a need to find a clear way to explain what a multi-actor network project is and share the benefits of being part of it. Target actors need to understand a net gain of being part of such a project consortium. Simplification measures to overcome paperwork and process in this time of projects. And maybe a premiere roadshow in order to train and sharing best practice examples. So in general, I don't know if I was too fast or not, but in general, this was, and I can share what I wrote regarding this with you if you want.